judges will work hard to uphold the whole concept of federalism and states' rights too, which is another bulwark of our liberty. Think about why federalism really matters in the practical sense. If we don't like how our state government is treating us, we can move to another state, try out their policies, try their way of doing business. It's states' rights that allowed Texas to become an American economic powerhouse, while states like New York, New Jersey, Illinois continue to lose net population year after year. They're fleeing those blue states, their high taxes, the unions, the trial lawyer-driven states, and moving to red states where taxes are lower. Or in the case of Texas, where there's no state income tax at all, where businesses are treated fairly, and where trial lawyers and unions don't own the state legislatures and the courts. The ability to move, the freedom to vote with our feet and choose to live in any state we want has been changing the landscape of America for decades. Even our electoral college, something Hillary would now like to abolish. Texas had 24 electoral votes in 1960, has 38 today. New York had 45 electoral votes in 1960. Today, has 29. Now, you never know it from watching CNN or MSNBC, but Republicans are winning. We're winning all over the country. The Tea Party spirit is alive and well. The American people are voting with their feet. New Jersey and Illinois have led net population outflows from their states for the past 5 years. That's not something you want to be good at, creating refugees. You don't want to be well known for the number of people and businesses fleeing your state. Now, liberals would love to do away with federalism, with all the pesky states and their independence and their own ideas about how to run their affairs, and make all Americans subjected to one set of rules, theirs. They'd love to have one set of rules apply to all of us from one central governing location, Washington, D.C. And so we couldn't move. We had no choices, no competition, no liberty. We believe the opposite, that Los Angeles should be Los Angeles, and Little Rock should be Little Rock. Let the American people choose where to live. Live and let live, and long live our differences is what we think, what we believe, what we know as Americans. Thanks to the election of Donald J. Trump, the Constitution, the 10th Amendment, federalism are alive and well. America is alive and well, even if Rachel Maddow doesn't think so. Our liberties are still alive, but they are under threat every day if we're not vigilant and if we're not careful. The permanent entrenched bureaucracies in D.C. are a real problem, but let's hope President Trump and trust that he honors his word and continues to try to drain that swamp. It's not easy. He's got a huge, huge task in front of him. He's got a lot of Republicans who aren't on board and a lot of people who resist what he's trying to do. These bureaucrats are permanent denizens of the swamp, and they act as super legislators. They pass regulations and they raise taxes without the consent of the governed. The founders would be spinning their graves if they saw just how much power they have, especially the taxing power. Luckily, President Trump has appointed some terrific people to start cutting away at those bureaucracies. Here's praying he succeeds. One of my guilty pleasures is to sneak a peek at Vanity Fair magazine. I like kind of the Hollywood stuff, but it's politically driven. It's a progressive magazine. And last night on the plane flying in here, it's not easy to get from New York to Little Rock, but there'd be non-stops, no such luck. So after a nice jaunt through Houston, think about that, New York, Houston, Little Rock. But I was reading an article that was just scathing in its condemnation of Governor Rick Perry taking over the Department of Energy. And the whole gist of the article was that the Trump administration didn't really send hundreds and hundreds of teams into all these departments to be educated and learn from these bureaucrats. And I thought, they see this as a bad thing and as a terrible thing. But of course, most of us understand the way Trump feels about the establishment and the size and scope of government. We see it as a good thing. We see it as a great thing. I take it as a badge of honor to be able to howl and delight on a little plane flying in from Houston to Little Rock reading Vanity Fair in the back saying, way to go, President Trump. You know, our liberties depend upon a citizenry willing to fight for those liberties, to donate to great candidates who defend those liberties. I understand and we know that President Trump is a difficult creature to follow sometimes. He's not in the mold of somebody who is a polished, practiced politician. But he is somebody that the American people decided is needed to take this country in an entirely different direction, away from the liberty-stripping left. And there's some good reasons to be very optimistic about this country. I'm lucky to do what I get to do for a living, injecting my views and my beliefs and trying to fight the good fight every day on the radio. And I know folks like you in this great group of people today that I'm so privileged and honored to be a part of understand that the only way America loses its way is to lose touch with our founding principles, our founding document. Our liberty depends upon the Constitution, and all of us fighting for it each and every day. It's a joy and honor to be with you today. I can't wait to meet you in person. God bless you. God bless Arkansas. God bless America. Thank you very much.